Hello, my children. Welcome to Church and State. I'm Jesus. Come with me as we discuss hypocrisy and the Christian heart.
If there is a poor man among you, one of your brothers, in any of the towns of the land in which the Lord your God is giving you, you shall not harden your heart, nor close your hand to your poor brother, but you shall freely open your hand to him, and generously lend him sufficient for his need in whatever he lacks.
My children, I know I've been away a long time, and maybe I'm getting a little slow in my old age, but I'm really struggling to understand how so many who profess love for me and my teachings can be seduced by the teachings of a self-proclaimed atheist who abandoned my message of compassion, community, caring, and love.
And Ayn Rand, more than anyone else, did a fantastic job of explaining the morality of capitalism, the morality of individualism.
You are out to destroy almost every edifice in the contemporary American way of life, our Judeo-Christian religion, our modified government-regulated capitalism, our rule by the majority will. Other reviews have said that you scorn churches and the concept of God. Are these accurate criticisms?
Yes.
One of those who profess love for me and love for Miss Rand too is a man that may soon be one heartbeat away from the presidency of your beautiful country. I speak, of course, of Vice Presidential nominee Paul Ryan. He's a man who preaches rugged individualism, bootstrap self-reliance, hard work, and no communal obligation. And yet, he has never worked a hard day in his life, never had to sacrifice, and has enjoyed a life of plenty off the largesse of his wife's inheritance and taxes paid by you, the fair citizens. Now, as you know, I hate the sin, but I love the sinner. Miss Rand was obviously an intelligent woman, but she rejected my teachings of community, of charity, and of care. Her heroes were men who abandoned others for the preservation of their own wealth. But it should be evident to anyone with ears that not only is she not a Christian, but her point of view on virtually every moral issue is radically opposed to my own. So how can so-called Christians, like Mr. Ryan, be praising her doctrine?
Christ, every important moral leader in man's history, has taught us that we should love one another. Why then is this kind of love in your mind immoral?
It is immoral if it is a love placed above oneself.
Wait a minute. You think that placing oneself above the well-being of others is something to encourage? What about the world's unfortunates? Those who are poor or weak? What of them?
And then if a man is weak or a woman is weak, then he is beyond love?
He certainly does not deserve it. He certainly is beyond.
There are very few of us then in this world, by your standards, who are worthy of love.
Unfortunately, yes, very few.
Because it's that kind of thinking, that kind of writing that is sorely needed right now.
What? Surely something is wrong here. Have I perhaps misunderstood Mr. Ryan's affection for Miss Rand? Maybe so. Here he takes distance from Miss Rand's teaching, saying,
I later in life learned about what her philosophy was. It's called objectivism. It's something I completely disagree with. It's an atheistic philosophy.
So this atheistic philosophy Mr. Ryan denounces. Yet he gave his staffers a gift for my birthday, the most well-known expression of this atheist political philosophy, a book called Atlas Shrugged. And Mr. Ryan, there is no separating Miss Rand's political views from her views on religion. She rejects Christian compassion, and she erects, as you do, a false separation between self-reliance and integrity on one hand, and care for the poor and society's unfortunates on the other. Your beloved capitalism, by its very nature, must produce an underclass. You know this, don't you, Mr. Ryan? Miss Rand's political philosophy is an elaborate effort to justify ignoring them, and this same principle is expressed in your own political views. Yea, I say unto you, the powerful and the rich are guilty of the sin of pride if they think they act alone and owe nothing to others. It is only through God's gift that they have accomplished what they have accomplished. As it is said, success isn't about how much money you make. It's found in the betterment you make in people's lives. The Spirit of the Lord is on me, because He has anointed me to preach good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim freedom for the prisoners and recovery of sight for the blind, to release the oppressed, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. Your views are not Christian, Mr. Ryan. You can take my word on that. Thank you, my children, and until we meet again in this world, go in peace.